At 45, most people choose quiet. They choose distance from controversy. They choose to protect the life they've built. So when Jessica Mulroney finally decided to speak, it wasn't impulsive, it wasn't emotional, and it certainly wasn't for attention. It was because silence had become heavier than the truth. For years, Jessica watched as one version of history hardened into public memory. She watched interviews loop endlessly, polished narratives become permanent. The world accepted a story she believed was incomplete, not read, but lived beside. She wasn't an outsider, she wasn't guessing, she was inside the room. According to Jessica, what happened behind closed doors looked nothing like what the cameras captured. This story is not a declaration of fact, it is an opinion-based account. When someone waits this long to speak, they aren't chasing noise, they're releasing weight. The moment that changed her perception arrived casually, quietly, in conversation. Not anger, not stress, dismissal. Jessica alleges that Meghan Markle mocked Queen Elizabeth II, not once but repeatedly, in private settings. One comment, she recalls, stood out: "She's just a little old lady in a hat. Why should I bow to her?" No outrage followed, no dramatic reaction, just silence. And that silence is what made the moment unsettling. The Queen represented continuity. Duty over ego, restraint over self-interest, service without applause. Mocking that wasn't rebellion, it wasn't humor, it was contempt. Jessica describes the attitude as consistent. The curtsy, she claims, was viewed as performance. Tradition as inconvenience. The role as something to be endured, not respected. This wasn't a woman struggling to adapt. It was, allegedly, a woman deciding whether the institution deserved her. According to Jessica's account, the Queen wasn't the only target. Prince William, she says, was frequently mimicked. His posture, his seriousness, his formality turned into private entertainment, not criticized openly but caricatured behind closed doors. Kate Middleton, publicly praised, was allegedly reduced in private. Her smile called rehearsed. Her warmth dismissed as calculation, her roles seen not as earned, but curated. Even King Charles, then Prince of Wales, wasn't spared. His speeches, his gestures, even his hands, according to Jessica, became material for imitation and ridicule. But what shocked her most wasn't mockery of power. It was dismissal of Princess Anne. Anne, decades of service, no theatrics, no scandals, was allegedly described as irrelevant, invisible, unimportant. That, Jessica says, revealed everything. In this private worldview, visibility mattered more than duty, impact mattered more than endurance. And that value system does not coexist easily with monarchy. Every controlled narrative has a moment where discipline slips. For Jessica, that moment came not at a palace, but at a private dinner. No cameras, no press. Just trusted company. Wine flowed. Stories were exchanged. Meghan, she recalls, appeared relaxed, confident, commanding the room. Then someone mentioned the Queen, and without hesitation, Meghan allegedly said,
"If it weren't for me, they'd still be stuck in the past. I'm the only interesting thing that's happened to that family in decades."
The table went quiet. Laughter died mid-breath. Jessica remembers looking around, watching faces shift, watching Prince Harry lower his eyes to his glass. That was the moment mockery became belief. Belief turned into entitlement. And entitlement, once spoken aloud, cannot be unseen. Jessica does not describe Prince Harry as cruel. She describes him as quiet. Sometimes he laughed, sometimes he didn't. But, according to her, one thing remained consistent. He didn't intervene. Silence in moments like these is not neutral. It is permission. Harry, raised to revere his grandmother, was now caught between loyalty to family and loyalty to marriage. In private spaces, Jessica says, the balance of power was clear.
Meghan spoke.
Others adjusted. Harry's discomfort showed. Clenched jaw, downward gaze, quiet withdrawal. A marriage can survive conflict. It cannot survive unspoken fracture.
For years, Jessica believed loyalty meant endurance. She defended Meghan. She stayed silent when details didn't align. She protected privacy, even when it cost her. Until, according to her, the request changed.
Jessica alleges that Meghan asked not just for discretion, but narrative protection, something that would have required Jessica to risk her credibility, her reputation, and her future. This wasn't friendship. This was complicity. Jessica refused, and the response, she claims, was immediate. No conversation, no explanation, just erasure. Messages stopped, access vanished. Years of trust dissolved overnight. That's when silence stopped feeling noble and started feeling dangerous. The crown, at its core, is a contract. Duty in exchange for privilege, restraint in exchange for power. According to Jessica's perspective, Meghan never saw herself as a supporting figure in that contract. She saw herself as the center. Institutions were temporary, relationships were strategic, relevance outweighed legacy, and when that mindset enters a structure built on endurance, something must break. Nothing about the fallout feels sudden anymore. The mockery, the silence, the quiet repositioning, they weren't accidents, they were steps. This story doesn't end with an interview, it doesn't end with a headline, it ends with a realization. When someone stops believing the institution matters, the countdown has already begun. Not when doors close, but when respect disappears. Disclaimer important. This video story is commentary and opinion-based, compiled from public discussions, alleged insider accounts, and media analysis. It does not state facts, does not confirm allegations, and is intended for discussion, storytelling, and public